guys. Sorry to spoil your half day, but you got to get back to work now. Our notes for today are very short, and our lesson today is kind of a review of all the way back to 3rd grade, 4th grade, and then there's one new piece that's not up here yet. So get your notebooks ready. Today's the 21st, all day, till tomorrow. We're going to talk about representing numbers in different ways. So when we represent something, we're showing it. We can represent $1 with 4 quarters or 10 dimes. So we're going to talk about how we can show numbers, represent numbers in different ways. 4 different ways to be exact. I'm going to use this example of 12,402. We're going to represent in standard form, word form, and expanded form, and then a new form that I don't have up here yet because I want to get through these that really should be a review for you first. But before we do that, I want you to, I'm hoping that you can see this. I'm going to get close to the camera and hopefully it works. So I want you to hold your notebook this way today. So usually we hold vertically, and I did write the date at the top, the title, which is representing numbers in different ways, and then I flipped my notebook. I used a ruler, different colors for each column. And I get close. Let's see if that works. Back up slowly. Pause when you need to. Okay, so I made a different column for standard form, a different column for word form, expanded form, and then our new form, which is expanded form, power of 10. So I have 4 columns here. You might need to start on a new page. After you fill in this page, you'll need to start on a new page. Notice I wrote very small. I don't know if you can see that. Hopefully you can see that. I wrote small so that everything fits in. I'm going to try and replicate this on the board for us right now. You might also need your yellow flip chart to help you, so if you don't have that yet, pull it out. I'm going to erase what's up here. Alright, we're going to start with our example, which was 12,402. 12,402. Okay? So here's my example. I'm going to make that chart that I want you to make in your notebooks. It's not going to look as nice on the board because I used the lines to help me in a ruler. But your first column is going to have standard form. And then draw a line. And then word form. Let's do it underneath. And then draw a line. That's way skinny. That's not going to work. Draw a bigger line. Expanded form. I'm not going to have room to do it this way. You guys have to fill in your chart. I'll try and explain it to you as we go. Okay. So standard means normal. It's the normal way of doing something. The usual way of doing something. So this number, 12,402, is already in standard form. So in your notebook, in the column standard form, I want you to write this number, 12,402. It's the normal way we write a number. It's how we usually see it. The next one is word form. So this way we're writing out the number just as we hear it being said. We've been doing this in class with writing our decimals and fractions. So I'm going to write 12,000. This is why I had to write small, and this is clearly why I didn't have enough space. Don't forget the comma. 400. 2. Super long. If you have to write underneath, that's fine. I'll show you my notebook again. I did the same example in my notebook. Look, I wrote down 12,402. Hopefully we can see that. All right, so this is my word form. After that is expanded form. So when we expand something, we take it and we stretch it. So we're going to take this number, I'm going to stretch it out to show all of the values. So I'm going to start with the 1. This 1 is in the 10,000s place. So that 1 is really worth 10,000. Then I go to my 2. This 2 is in the thousandths place. Notice I'm putting a plus sign because if I were to add all these together, I would end up with my standard form. Plus, there's my 4. That 4 is in the hundreds place. Its value is 400. I have no tens and then 2 ones. So we have here my standard form, the normal way of writing my number. Word form, I wrote it out all in words. And then expanded form, I took this and I stretched it out to show each of the values. Knowing the value and your place value is going to be helpful for our new form. So I'm going to erase this, and then we're going to use the same example for our new column, the last column. So remember I said to make 4 columns. The last column you are going to label, a different color, expanded form, power of 10. So we've been talking about powers of 10. 10, 100, 1000. Okay? So that's what our powers of 10. And technically 1, 10, 100, 1000. So when we talk about our powers of 10, we're kind of expanding our number, but we're showing the multiples. So if we go back to expanded form, this 1 was really worth 10,000. So if I were to show a power of 10, it would be 1, because that's what's there, a 1, times 10,000. Okay? This 2, I'm going to put it in parentheses and I'll explain that after we're done. Okay, so my expanded form, plain expanded form, this 2 is worth 2,000. Okay, so my expanded power of 10 is going to be 2 times 1,000. 2 times 1,000 would give you 2,000. This 4 in my regular expanded form is worth 400. When I expand it in the power of 10, I'm going to do 4 times 100. So it's almost like I'm taking this expanded form and now even stretching it out even further to show how I would multiply to get that number. No tens again, and then we have plus 2, and this 2 is 2 times 1. Okay? So we're taking this expanded form and we're stretching it out even further to show the power of 10 that we would multiply to get this number. We're really going to focus this lesson on practicing this. We'll do all the other parts too, but we're really going to focus on learning this new expanded form power of 10. Alright, so let's do another number. So we skip some space in your chart. You can draw a little squiggly line to show some separation if you want. We're going to do a decimal this time. Let's see how that looks different. 8 and 305 thousandths. So this is our standard form. That's the normal way we write a number. So in your standard form column, we have 8 and 305 thousandths. Now we're going to write that in words, just as we just said it. 8, and, don't forget your and, 300, spell out 5 thousandths. I'm going to write it underneath. Thousandths. It's a long one. Okay, so you can write it underneath if you have to. 8 and 305 thousandths. So make sure you reread to yourself and your reading should match up with this. Now let's take this number and we are going to expand it. Alright? We're going to do just the expansion here of the power of 10. Little different. Okay, so we have 8. So we have 8 times 1. It's in the ones place. Okay, so that's our power of 10. Now, we have this 3. So this is where this is going to come in handy. So my 3 falls in the tenths place. So I'm going to multiply that by a tenth. And again, I'm putting parentheses. The parentheses are to separate things from each other. If you remember your order of operations, you need to have parentheses to group things together. So that's why I'm grouping this together. Then I'm going to do, I have no hundredths, and here's my 5. My 5 is in the thousandths place. So I'm going to multiply by 1 thousandth. Okay? So here we have 8 and 3 tenths. 5 thousandths. So this would equal out to 8 and 305 thousandths. We're going to do another one, an example like this with our decimal. All right, let's see. We're going to do 72 and 43 hundredths. 72 and 43 hundredths. All right, so our word form first. This is standard form. Our word form is going to be written out as we say it. 72 and 43. I'm going to go underneath hundredths. Oops. Okay. 72 and 43 hundredths. Now let's expand this number, power of 10. So, we're going to start with our 7. That 7 is in the tens place, so I'm going to multiply by 10, because that would give me the 70. Plus the 2. The 2 is in the ones place. If I multiply by 1, then I get my 2. So we've taken care of the 72. 7 times 10 plus 2 times 1. Now we're going to move on to our decimal. So we have 0.43. That 4 is in the tenths place. So we're going to multiply by 1 tenth. Don't forget your parentheses to chunk your numbers together, to group them. And now we have our 3. That 3 is in the hundredths place. So I'm going to multiply by 1 hundredths. All right? Again, use this little chart, flippy chart, to help you. All right, I'm going to actually give you 2 questions to do on your own. I want you to give me the word form, and let's just skip for now the expanded form. So let's focus today on, we'll write the standard form. I'll give you the standard form. I want you to give me the word form in your chart, and then the expanded form, power of 10. This is nice and long. If you can do this, you can do the expanded form. So that's why we're going to skip the expanded form for now. So I'm going to give you 2 to do. So I'm going to be looking for what I had on the board, your chart, and the 2 examples that we did. Alright. So the first one you're going to do is 93 and 5 hundredths by yourself. Okay. And 80 and 467 thousandths. So we're going to do, again, word form. This is already standard form. So I want word form, and I want expanded form, power of 10. So you're adding 2 of the 4 forms. So we're doing, your standard form is already here. We're skipping over the regular expanded form. So we have standard, word, expanded form, power of 10. All right, take your time, rewatch the video if you have to. Come back with any questions tomorrow if you have them. We'll do some more practice on this tomorrow, and then we'll move on from there. Good luck, guys. See you in class.